We are talking about lots of gear today. I've never seen my desk so messy. Over the years, I have been doing a lot of documentary shooting and have come to find a kit that I like. Now, I'm not saying this is the best kit. I've done past videos like this and you'll see that there's a lot of similarities to still what I'm using, but the point of this video is to show you not only what I'm using, but to talk about finding what works for you. There is no one perfect kit, but there's a camera kit out there that you like, that you know how to use best, so that probably is the perfect kit for you. Now this kit that I'm gonna be talking about is not only just what I've updated on my FX6, but it's kind of all the other gear that I'm using in my life. We've been shooting a bunch of feature docs right now. We're taking some of the projects to Netflix. We'll see what happens with those. So you know, this is the type of kit I'm using to go to those streamers. But without further ado, there is so much gear to get through. So let's jump into this. And this video is brought to you by Artlist. More on that in a bit. Let's talk about my goofy audio setup here. Here's what I like. So when I'm by myself, I use these Sennheiser IE 100 Pros. I like them because I can not only just leave them dangling here like a goof, but they plug my ears, which is really important for a few reasons. One, when you're filming music concerts, I like that they act as earplugs because when you're by the drummers, it destroys your ears. But then also, I don't have to hear all the other chaos going around. I can really focus on knowing what's happening with my audio. Like I can barely hear myself. I just hear that weird internal voice.
Oh, my head is filled with voices.
When your ears are plugged and everything sounds like you're underwater. Now the key for this is I get a splitter. One goes to my headphones, the other goes to a Bluetooth adapter. And what happens is then our producer or whoever else is on set, someone who's there for free, so usually a producer because they're just standing around, we'll give him some Bluetooth headphones, and then I put this Velcroed on here, the Sennheiser EW-DP pack. Talk about all my gear setup on the top here in a sec. Have that Velcroed on. I send that to this little pack here. This little pack is wireless, so it's going to the EW-D pack. It screws into a XLR setup, and then what's amazing is it also has a little slot for a micro SD. So this is recording 32-bit float, but then what happens is we get our AirPod Pros here. They connect to this Bluetooth, boom, bingo bongo. Producer can take his phone calls or whatever if he wants, but then he walks around and he acts as our sound person. And so Tad is getting extra audio for us, for anyone who's on set who doesn't seem to have a mic on them. So we have this going. That's one channel of audio that's going in here via XLR. Then our other XLR goes to another 416 here. We also use the Sheps mic, it's that blue one. It's about a $3,000 mic, so we only have one of those, but we have lots of 416s. They run for about $1,000. They're amazing. They're very close to the Sheps. Very, very good mic. But then I love to use this Sony Hot Shoe adapter here that has 2 channels of audio. So then I get these packs, these Sony packs. I throw out the mics, although the mics are pretty good from the Sonys, but what I rather use is then the Cause 11s. So I get 2 of these Cause 11s, attach them to our main characters. If I want, I can get a 3rd wireless audio pack. But what's happening into this one camera is 4 channels of audio. I get rid of these. If you want a full miking tutorial, I just released one and I go through kind of all the devices I use. There's 2 different clips I recommend. 4 mics. These are all from Sanken and Rycote. This black one here, I like to put on the overcovers, stick them to people's shirts. Or when I'm filming with a female and she has a bra, I will ask her to clip this little piece on here. Use this one because they can just cinch onto a bra and it's just easier. Rather than asking a woman to have to stick something to her shirt, I say, hey, just go to the little hinge in there. I turn around, she can put that on. It's easy and it sounds great. The Cause 11 is one of the best mics out there. So there's my audio setup. Moving on to lenses. This is fun. I am using the new 28 to 45 by Sigma, and I am friggin' loving this lens. It is a 1.8 and has clickable aperture ratings. This to me might be the perfect documentary lens. Yeah, I would like maybe a little extra distance going past 45, but I'm often shooting on a 24 mil anyways, so it gets close enough to that wide angle, but then I can punch in quickly to get that reaction on someone's face. I'm starting to use this a lot. I'm going down to Texas to continue shooting on another feature doc. I'm gonna be using that a ton on there. Also paired with my 28 to 45 is the new Sigma 24 to 70. Again, clickable apertures. I love that. Sometimes on my camera, I'm going off the top of the handle, and so I can't get to the aperture setting, where when I'm shooting on my FX3 and I have the side grip, I can just do aperture. But that's why I often am doing manual focus. And so I just like my hand right there. It feels like a true cinema lens just to be able to have the clickable aperture. I like stills lenses. I do like cine lenses, but when I'm shooting by myself, stills lenses are so great because the focus throw is so short. You can really just move it quickly, where when I'm working with my cine lenses, you have to go through almost a full 360 rotation to go from infinity to short focus. And who doesn't love that sound? That's the sound of bokeh being born. Bokeh? Bokeh. Comment below. What do you think? Bokeh? Bokeh. Bokeh! And all this gear you're seeing I've been using on the projects we're developing. And what I mean by developing is, in order to get funding, you have to shoot kind of a teaser or a trailer to take it to the producers or the funders or the streamers to show that, hey, we actually have a viable project. And one of those things you need in teasers is good voiceover. And sometimes my voice just can't suffice. It feels weird putting my voice into them.
The boy has no skills.
I actually came across a tool recently that Artlist showed me, and it was the solution for our teasers. We've been using this in the projects that we're developing when we're taking it to people like Netflix and Amazon Prime. I've actually been using this new tool. It's their voiceover tool that you can click here. And what's incredible is there's this whole catalog of different voiceovers.
Hello, I'm going to take over from Mark for a bit. I'm an AI-generated voiceover actor. Just type in what you need me to say here and hit generate. There's a huge variety of us in the Artlist catalogue. You can even manipulate my emotional range and style.
You could build an entire commercial just using the stock footage, music, sound effects and voiceovers from Artlist's catalogue.
These voiceovers have been generated by professional voiceover actors. They're exclusive to Artlist, so you won't hear them from other catalogs. And they're included in your Artlist Max subscription. And if you don't have an Artlist Max subscription, you can upgrade to use them. But I love talking about tools that we're actually using to achieve our films. That's why I'm talking about all this gear today. And the Artlist voiceover tool is something that we've been now integrating into our entire workflow. You can go check that out. I left a link below for a little discount on an Artlist subscription. Thank you, Artlist, for supporting this video. And go check that out. Go make some fun voiceovers.
Please, Mark, stop pretending you dislike Marvel movies. We all know you watch the Avengers when you're alone.
What else do I want to show you on here? Oh yeah, this is an update. I got rid of my V-mounts. Part of that was that I busted this off one of the screws, and I decided to go back to just the nano BPU batteries here. And I've kind of been like, yeah, that's the move. I did like the weight and the size and the form factor of the V-mounts, but ultimately this is providing the same amount of output as most of the V-mounts that I had. So just easier to travel with. Also too, I'm always going through airport security, and when they see the V-mounts, they get all scared. These batteries were just easier to use. My monitor hasn't changed much. I'm still using the Cine 7. I do really love the 7-inch because it's just so easy to see focus and see your LUT, but sometimes a 5-inch monitor is a bit better. Rest in peace is the Action 5. I don't think they're making it anymore. This was a fun one, but they now have the Indy 5 that I highly recommend. I'm also using the Portkeys BM5 on my FX9 right now to see myself. One of the other reasons I use the Cine 7 is we're often attaching this Tear Deck module to our other Cine 7, and then we have a director's monitor on set. And the connection on this is amazing. It rarely drops out. There's barely any latency. I really love this. It has these great handles. We use this on commercial shoots all the time. What's great is then I just add a module to the back of this that has the wireless antennas, and it just connects really easy so that I don't have to change anything on here. I don't have to add any more Tear Decks. I'm just adding this other module onto the Cine 7. It's flawless.
1 hour later.
Geez, I just finished the video, and there's one last piece of gear that I need to tell you about. I know many of you are gonna ask. I always forget to talk about this. It is, one is I use a very thin HDMI cable. Who makes this? Nanosecond. That's actually my favorite HDMI cable. Very easy to work with, and they've never burnt out on me, but is my Ultralight arm setup here for my monitor. Everyone's always asking me about this. It's called Ultralight. I don't know where to buy them. There's a store here in Toronto called Gear Source, I believe, but it was like an in-person store. You can't order online from them. You have to be there. But this monitor bracket I use, it's my favorite by far. It has these two little prongs that keep the monitor from twisting. It's the best. But then there is the universal speedball adapter from Mid49. This is one of my favorite adapters because it has this little lever here that you pull up to fasten it down even tighter onto your actual camera. To me, this is the most sturdy setup I love this long bracket here with the ultralight arm. I can also then just like flip this up if I need to. My cables might not be ready to do that, but I can flip this up if I ever need to have the monitor higher. Just a really quick setup here. This has always been my go-to setup. I've used this now for probably 8 years. But check out Ultralight. I do know Wooden Camera has some of their own like this, but no one has this monitor bracket. This is unique to Ultralight, I'm pretty sure. Try and find their stuff online. It's tough to find. Maybe I should make my own, or maybe Mid49 would. I don't know if there's a patent on that. Mid49, if you're watching this, you should. Couldn't do this video without mentioning that, because there's gonna get lots of those in the comments. I'll try and find a link for it. I'll do my best. Sorry, it's tough to find this gear. 24 mil, look at that, it's really wide. Got my Polar Pro Quartz Line Heavy Mist. I use the Polar Pro Heavy Mist, but I kind of feel like the Polar Pro Heavy Mist is just like a half mist by most other companies. I'll show you here. Let's get a cool shot with this new lens. Ooh, this is moody. You can just see that there's some of that nice halation or that blooming in the corners of the screen door there. To me, it's not overdone, although I'm adding more halation in post these days. I love the way people like Lance Oppenheim push their images, especially for his film Sperm World. I've been doing that more with my films, trying to test that out. If you saw The Prodigy that I put here on YouTube, we really push the halation and the grain. Enough that a lot of people complained, but that's kind of the point of filmmaking, is to try new things. What I like with the Polar Pros too is they come in 77mm and 82, so I've been buying those rather than using step rings, because sometimes step rings get stuck to your filters. I think I got the 82 on here right now. We're misting that. Shooting S-Log2 using the MB Sony Cine LUT. You can get this LUT in my LUT pack that's down below. Ooh, what else do we got here? You've heard me talk about this one before, the baby blower. It's for your lenses. It's USB-C powered, sucks in air here and shoots it. Just a nice little thing to have handy. Works for a lot of things. Actually, I used it to clean my Raid recently because my Raid was so dusty. Also got this little bag here. This is where I keep all my audio gear. Keep all your audio gear in one place so that you can quickly check if you have everything. Nothing's worse than when you're missing lavs. So I can quickly open this up and see, do I have both lavs, both packs, and all my stickies, everything else I need. I'm always forgetting gear. Still using the Polar Pro Peter McKinnon VND 2-5 on my vlog camera setup. I have not changed this in 5 years since I started YouTube. Well, I changed the camera body, but the second the FX3 came out, started using that for vlogging. Still use my G Master 16-35, and I throw the 2-5 Mist VND on the front, and I always use my MKE 600, my favorite mic, for vlogging. Boom. And when I have to, I use the Joby GorillaPod. It's mediocre, but it works. Here's a key thing for you to have in your kit. These. Mac, it doesn't have to be Mac. What are these are is this little patch, and you dab these little, what is that? That's like a blot pad. These are great when someone is really sweaty on set. I know, it was like 107 Fahrenheit outside in Texas, and we were doing an interview with Chris Williamson, and he showed up, and I forgot to have these in my pack. Should have had them. I forgot to pack my little makeup kit here. I like keeping in my makeup kit some Q-tips just to help dab if people have stuff, or maybe a booger. I always keep a little MAC makeup kit, or this is not MAC, but whoever, of different skin tones, just to quickly help dab on people's face. You want people to look good on camera. That's your responsibility as well as the filmmaker. So you don't have to be a makeup artist, but keep some of this in here. Makes people feel really supported when you're like, hey, just let me do a little blot there. I want to make you look as best as possible on camera. You look beautiful already, but let's make you look even more beautiful. Other quick things, AirTag all my gear, everything. I even AirTag my passport. This is really cool. This is from Freewell. This. Oh, that sound, one more time. This is a card carrier. You put all your cards in there. I got my Type A in there, but then it also doubles as a card reader.
What a time to be alive.
Still, all my downloads when I'm on set are going to these. These are the Crucial X10 Pros. I like the 4 terabyte version. These things are so fast, so reliable, shock-proofed. I think they're a little bit water-resistant, dust-proof. These are great. I actually use these often on my iPhone as well, just to plug it in, and then I can shoot ProRes, and I just like hold it. It has this little rubber on the back, so it like actually sticks to the phone really well, and then that's how I shoot a lot of my ProRes or my raw photos. I just go straight to this off the iPhone. Super, super handy. Journaling, I use the MD notebook, not MB. I know I'm MB. Why I like it? Lays flat. Look at that. Lays flat no matter which side of the page you're on. It's a little thing. It's made in Japan. I like it. This is what I write with these. We actually have AOD notebooks as well if you want to get those off our store, or just email us, info@AOD, if you want an AOD notebook or an AOD hat. Chapeau. What am I reading? This is by Peter Scazzaro, Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. I love Peter Scazzaro. He's an incredible leader and gifted communicator. Really enjoy this book. I read that every day before I go to work. Last piece of gear I guess I would mention is my Chiotech block. It's a simple thing, it has 2 USB cables. So I always have one for my iPhone and one for my laptop. I always pack this so that I always have an iPhone charger rather than having one charger for my iPhone and one charger for my laptop. I'm still just using the M1 Max here. I'm waiting till they do the M5. I think that's gonna be coming to laptops in 2025 from what I've read on rumors. This thing is still brute force. I'm still editing on Adobe Premiere, but if you want me to do a whole video talking about my editing setup, I just got a 170 terabyte QNAP RAID. I'm editing on a Mac Pro. That setup's amazing with the Apple display monitor. I still have my iMac back there, but that's gonna be moving to the other office. I'm gonna move my Mac Pro out here and really make it my full editing station. Go full on in that. Oh, one more thing. I've been shooting on this Polaroid. Space Station sent me this. This has been fun. You can actually put filters on here and make them all colorful. So we use that for our events to capture some beautiful images of the team. There's my gear setup. Leave some comments below of stuff you'd like to know more about. I'll try to leave some affiliate links here if you want to support this channel. Go check out Artlist. They also have just amazing stock footage these days and an incredible library. So thank you for that. I hate goodbyes, but I love my team. They're the best people. I just love the people I work with. It's all about who you work with. If you're gonna do all this, working all day, work with people you like. And I really do like my team. Thank you, everyone. Love working with you. And I appreciate you too, for making it this far. If you made it this far, leave the iPhone emoji so I know that you're gonna get an AirTag for your stuff. You don't have to use an iPhone, use whatever phone you want. Okay, thank you for watching this. Love you guys. Hopefully I am recording. Got nervous there. Much love.